I have today is, there are three basic Asian inflected, which may not surprise people. That's a consistency, but I'm emphasizing it. Wall still lifes. There are branches where the branching is emphasized. There are branches where the budding is emphasized. There are paintings where the contrived space is emphasized. There's some, they're wonderful, and it to me is exactly what it's all about, which is there's 1,000 ways for people to look at things, and that's, I guess, sort of why we are here, or it's why I'm here, still looking at things. So you will see there are differences in them, but very much part of what all of them is to look for the fall or the bend or the relationship of the patterning, because there are pattern claws in most of them, not that one, though that one has gradations of color. So things to look for, which are your connectors and are your pattern, it becomes, the composition. This one, every time I've gone back and forth into the room, I have said, Whistler, 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 and it just reminds me of Whistler. When I said that, I didn't think of it, but partly it is that rather muted color, too, that is a real denominator in that. Everything, that wonderful Asian pot, what do you call it? Cloisonne? C-L-O-I. Yeah, but that with scar. Anyway, right. Connectors. So look for those. What the theme is different surfaces, different papers. I want, again, and I'm going to just keep emphasizing that, over and over and over, to be thinking about what paper you're using, to try different papers. If you want to do this little exercise, which is based on nothing, an orange, a couple of brushes, bing. These here are all, again, different papers. Play, take the time. If you don't do it today, here, now, one of these oranges, or one of your brushes, do it at home, just to fool around with paper and to say, okay, this is Fabriano Uno, this is mat board, this is Arches 140 cold press, this is Bristol board, this is Arches 300 pound, this is Fabriano Artistico, long gone. My favorite paper, gone.
Now,
and to get that in.
My question is this: whenever you do a major painting, well, something that you really planning.
Oh, something, right.
Do you ever use anything but Fabriano 300 pound hot press?
Yes. I do,
okay.
Including the painting that you have been interested in, the tree thing.
Right, because that was
Arches.
Well, but it's hot press.
Right, I use Arches 300 pound cold press also. I don't use it as much as I used to.
But how do you choose what to use?
I choose, maybe in a way, the feel, I sort of internalize the physicalness, and I know it's just going to feel good on that hot press to me.
Press.
I never used hot press, 20 years ago or whatever. I almost never used it, except for sketching. And then I fell in love with it. I mean, again, back to the paper I loved, which was the Fabriano Artistico, which is a cold press paper.
Right.
It had sort of qualities of both, and I have not found that the soft press does it for me.
They don't make it anymore, because I still have panels of that.
You may, and you'll see Artistico on it, and the only way I think now you would recognize that is if it has two cut sides and two decal sides in the full sheet. But I have a couple of pieces left, but I don't find that soft press does the same, even though I know I should. Margetta, Margetta, I'm a wonderful proponent of it. But the whole point of this is, think about the paper, and and then in a way, as I said, Hernan, it is kind of if you play with it and do a little, I'm going to call it valueless still life here. That's my still life, boing. I mean, you could do something else. You could do that and say, all right, this is just what I
couldn't
have.
stand to just look at the cookie the whole time.
It's a training exercise. So you could, by doing something that is nothing, that is devalued or unvalued, not devalued, unvalued, you really get to play with it. You're not thinking, this is, as you said, major. This is a major thing. It's a big statement I want to make. I want to make a statement only about observation, and so I just throw it in front of me, and then pick a different paper. Maybe you just use two if you have them. And as I say, you don't have to do this here if you don't want to. It's a nice warm up. I feel sometimes it's helpful to just literally warm up, but before you tackle whatever might be more major.